My name's David Downs. I'm a Barnstable police officer over 20 years. I'm a school resource officer for 6 years now, assigned to Barnstable Intermediate School.
Sergeant Chris Ross. I've been a Barnstable police officer for 12 years. I've been at the West Villages Elementary School for 7 years at this point.
My name's Gene DeRusso. I'm a sergeant with the Barnstable Police Department. I have been an officer for 20 years, currently assigned as the supervisor of the SRO unit. I work out of Barnstable High School and also assigned as the adopted school at Centerville Elementary. Primarily our focus is on two things. It's number one, school safety, and number two, building positive relationships with the community. Some of our philosophy in the unit itself is we want kids to have their first interaction with a police officer to be a positive one and not necessarily one under crisis.
So we want them to come to us rather than keep whatever's going on in their life that may be negative in. Let us help them build that relationship so that we can help them later in life as well. Now when they come and see Officer Downs here, they know he's a safe place. So it's a great, very rewarding function, I think. And it's super important that we have people around to take care of that type of thing.
I get to know the staff and the students very well. I actually coach their football team of the team. There's about 40 kids on our football team and about 30 cheerleaders. So at any given time, I have about 15, 20 kids looking for food in my office and things like that. But it just gets you to know them a little bit better. You know, their home life, what their needs are and things like that. And it's a very rewarding position that I love to do.
A lot of what we do also is provide services for people. We facilitate connections with, for instance, Topher and I just worked on a case of getting a student some housing. They're going through some troubled times in the school, and we were able to possibly secure them some housing, mental health, substance abuse counseling. We can facilitate a lot of that through the resources in the school and the resources we also have in the police department. So we need to be available for those kids, so when they need those services, they can come right to us and provide that to them. So availability is the biggest thing.
For me, in the K through 3 schools, getting on their level, particularly with the kindergartners, I kind of start early. I do presentations throughout the year. We have safety stand-outs, 911 classes, the fire department, the police department, the military, things that I think will pique the interest of that age group. I think it's important for them to see me kind of maybe act a little goofy, a little silly, and that's how I kind of connect with them a little bit better on that level.
Something that I personally do in my office, I put a lot of pictures of my kids. I have 3 kids, school-age kids. I want them to know that I'm a dad first, and they'll come in, they'll ask questions about my kids, and I can kind of similar ages, so I can talk about things like that. You know, something else that we just did at the police department, we do bike helmets. So this year we had a lot of kids driving bikes. We have given out 15 bike helmets. The rule is, if you drive your bike on school property, that's great, but you're gonna drive off with a bike helmet, and we facilitate a brand new helmet for every kid that doesn't have one. So that's kind of a program that I'm really happy about. And we go into the classrooms, the wellness, we teach about vapes and things like that, and the stigmatisms and the dangers and things like that. So it's very important just to make sure that you're available at all times with different roles. And I remember my first year, I was brand new to it, and a lieutenant that used to run the department just said, "Just be you." So there was a kid out in front of the school one of the first days, and I said hi to him, and he said, "I don't talk to cops." That's what he said to me, and I'm like, okay. I go, me and you are gonna be best friends by the end of the year. And by the end of the year, this kid was in my office every single day. He was always talking to me, and we did. We became very good, close friends, and we talked, and we had lunch times together and things like that. And I'll never forget that because it was my first experience. It was one of the first kids I ever talked to in the school. And by the end of it, we were best friends by the end.
Just knowing every single time we come into that school, we have an opportunity to help somebody out that really needs it. So that in and of itself gets me out of bed every morning with a smile on my face. And at the end of the day, we're drained, we're tired, we're beat up, but we feel like we sincerely accomplished something.